ಹೇಳಿವಾ ಸಿ
ஓகே, ப்ரோக்ராம் லைவ் ஆயிடுச்சு. யாரா ஒருத்தர் செக் பண்ணிக்கங்க.
இன் ஃபேஸ்புக் சார்.
ஃபேஸ்புக். ஓகே, ரைட் மா.
Okay, sir. We'll start the session, sir.
Yes,
Lavanya,
Madhu.
yeah.
Yes, Madhu.
Lavanya, can you start up, ma?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Good evening, one and all present here. This is Lavanya from Sri Saram Engineering College. I'm happy to greet you all on behalf of Institution of Green Engineers. The fragrance of flowers spreads only in the direction of the wind, but the presence of a person spreads in all directions. Amidst us, we have such an inspiring personality, Mr. Sakya Singh Mahapatra, founder and managing director of SAC Robotics Lab Private Limited. We are very fortunate to have him on this occasion. We extend a warm welcome to you, sir. The objective of SDG 7 and 9 is to transfer technological information to the students from energy industry experts. We assure you that this program will drive you to know more options on robotic products. One tree can a forest, one word can frame a goal, one candle can put the darkness. The courage to make tough decisions and a compassion to listen to others is the art. Dr. L. Ramesh, founder and chairman of Energy Efficiency Research Group Green 9, is one such a person. For his action and integrity of this event, my heartily welcome to you, sir. I request you to give an introduction about the Institution of Green Engineers. Please, sir.
Ramesh sir, it is for you, sir. You have to talk. Ramesh sir. Hello, Mr. Kalyan. I think you can carry over. You can talk about. Yeah, please.
Yes. So a very happy evening to all. And I welcome Sakya sir. And about the green engineers, I would like to give a brief introduction. A healthy discussion between a group of technical experts across the globe on greener environment and effective use of natural resources came for a conclusion to form a non-profit society named the Institution of Green Engineers, IGEN. And the vision of this IGEN is serve as a catalyst to connect all professionals for building a greener world. And the mission is to bring together all the professional practitioners working for creating a green community, to provide sustainable environmental solutions to achieve a green world, to inspire, inform, and influence the global engineering community to adopt the green engineering practices in their design, product, process, and systems. And the objective vision is to work towards United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, and 17. To be the solution provider for government policy drafting, to develop innovative products. This leads to provide solution to sustainable greener world, to organize activities through IBGR society, to support buildings to achieve green building certification. And next, coming to the IBGR society, in order to fulfill the IGEN objectives and perform efficiently, the institution has structured its members according to their expertise in a particular discipline of engineering under society and named as 9 Color IBGR. The institution has 9 engineering divisions and all the team working United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Each society progressed through elected executive committee headed by the chairman of the society. Presently, Green 9 and Violet 1 are in active by conducting good number of activities. And the first one, Violet, is and its sector is waste management and working towards United Nations SDG 6, 9, 12, and 13. And Indigo related to the next gen transport, working towards United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 8, 9, 15. And Blue is sector based on building environment, working towards UN SDG 11. And Brown is intelligent agriculture, working towards UN SDG 8, 12, 15. And Green 9 is energy efficiency research group, working towards UN SDG 7 and 13. And Gray is clean air and water, working towards UN SDG 6 and 15. And yellow is smart health and wellness, working towards UN SDG 3. And orange is future computing, working towards UN SDG 9 and 12. And red is safety and standards, working towards UN SDG 9 and 12. And the activities under this IGEN is energy research with Green 9, energy saving with NSAVE Club, Junior Innovation Club with Young Green Innovators Army, and IGEN Innovation Consortium, Waste Management Club, Endowment Lecture, Memorial Lecture, International Conferences, NSAVE Summit, IGEN Awards, and its publications. And today we are going for Green 9 conducting SDG 7-9 Energy Industry Expert Talk Series. And this series can form a bridge between the industry and academia. Thank you so much.
Thank you for profound words, sir. Now we request
Thank you.
Ms. Amrita of Sri Sara Engineering College to give an introduction about the honorable speaker of today's event.
Good evening, one and all present here. With immense pleasure, I introduce today's speaker, Mr. Sakya Singh Mahapatra, founder, MD, and CEO of SAC Robotics Lab, Private Limited. SAC Robotics is an Indian robotics startup center established at IIT Bhubaneswar that designs, develops, research, and sells products, robotic products, DIY kits, toys, and offers online education. SAC Robotics have trained more than 1 lakh students on robotics by organizing various robotic workshops and programs across India. Their main mission is to find and empower hidden talents of our nation in robotics and to make India the next robotic capital of the world. Mr. Satya Singha is known for his innovative style of promoting robotic culture in India. Thousands of students are leading in research because of his single-minded vision. He is not only a budding entrepreneur, but also encourages and motivates masses to pursue entrepreneurship through various meetups. He has even organized the first ever Odisha's largest startup conclave with more than 150 entrepreneurs. He is the most important character in the entrepreneur ecosystem of India. He is an inspiring entrepreneur. Thank you very much, sir. The session is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much. Very good evening to
Thank you,
everyone.
Amrita. Now we request Mr. Sakya Singha Mahapatra to add the gathering.
Yeah, thank you so much to everyone. This is a wonderful evening we are getting together. I just remember I'll be very thankful to the leader here, Ramesh sir and Madhu and others. So having started my journey, they have seen the entrepreneur, in the seed stage, and from the seed we have started growing. And I can see the kind of effort and put together for a nation building at a whole. I heard a lot about the community, what we are creating, and here we are talking about the nation building at a large. Today, the unprecedented time of this COVID-19, and we are just finding an opportunity how to move ahead. We are not thinking what the situation. We are thinking what is the situation. We are retaliating there, but still there is a way forward. The things will come back to normal. Everybody know, and otherwise we have to live with this new normal. Today the topic is what is robotics. No, today the topic is what is future with robotics. Today the topic is what exactly are we trying to do, develop a new technology based on robotics. No, the topic is again very different. Today topic is not about the technology. Today's topic is about applications. What are the different applications can we develop by using robotics? So here, couple of things I just wanted to begin. Before beginning, I want to give you some data. Possibly today, what's happening, the current trend. The current trend is talking about boycott China. It's a political message or whatever it may be. I don't want to comment on that because I do not have much expertise. And we are talking about make in India, develop in India, boycott Chinese products. So I'm in a very different prospect I want to speak here. It's not about boycotting the technology or somewhere. It's all about innovating. So we should not waste our time for passing on these messages. Rather, we should invest our time in terms of innovation, research, new product development, new application development. Coming down to robotics, huge scope, huge opportunities. I have seen myself what is robotics, what was the robotics market in India, and what is today. So I have seen there is a there is a huge growth in the particular domain, and that also signifies like how the company SAC Robotics from a classroom has grown to a certain level today. My point is I'm bringing the pointer that IBM files 10,000 patent in a year, where any Indian company files less than 500 patent a year. So let's talk about the competition and let's talk about the numbers. Let's talk about your mark sheet. End of the day, how much you are active in the classroom doesn't matter. End of the day, what is your mark sheet? I'm talking about the mark sheet, the final mark sheet. The mark sheet is that IBM files 10,000 patent in a year. Just think for a while, 365 days, 10,000 patent. You can calculate in every alternate hour they are filing a patent. Wherever, if you look at Indian contest, the research, we are filing less than. Qualcomm Information is a non-Indian company, is a MNC based out of India, files 450 patents. I just want to tell you there is a we are way behind. There is no doubt, but I can want to say you here there is a lot of opportunity to do research. We have been a country with typical service provider country. Today we talk about the global scenario. Today we talk about the H1B visa, all these things. I'll say my talents of the country to stay in India, to do research in India, to develop. And I would like to, tell you that all engineering students, the engineering graduates, those who are into engineering, you should not graduate with your BTechs or masters or PhDs. You should graduate along with your degree with a patent. Why I'm talking about all these things? Because this is the need of the hour. If we will not develop, then who will develop? I talk about pretty simple story. You want to talk about patriotism. Carrying a AK-47 working in the border is not only patriotism. Somebody sitting in a laboratory developed missile, the missile man of India has demonstrated the highest degree of patriotism by developing technology for the country, our beloved, Dr. Kalamji. Think for a while. The technology on can drive. The technology only can save today from Corona. With this, I'm just going to a small presentation. The presentation will be a small presentation about few products and few services. Focus on robotics. I'll wrap up the presentation quickly in a 10 minutes time. Then we can get back to some research area discussion. I'll get want to look at my student friends, those who are participating today. What kind of research, what kind of new product and new application can we develop together? So let's go to the presentation now. Well, we are known as SAC Robotics Lab Private Limited, and this is a product and service presentation. And somehow it has been prepared little, for the typically for the COVID-19. So we are in the journey building the largest robotic company of the world. We are based on IIT Bhubaneswar. So I'm talking about something, the product and services. I'm talking about service robot. Service robot is a hybrid robot. I'm talking about UV disinfection robot. I'm talking about automated guided vehicle or AGV robot. I'm talking about SAC Robotic Research Center. And this is an industry institute partnership program for robotic research and education. We work with schools and colleges and universities across the country. And our focus is not training. Our focus is research, new product development, patent creation, and taking the product to the people. Commercialization of the technology is our focus area. So you can just look at the image right now. This is a service robot. This service robot is named as Cobot later on. So this robot is the result of an industry and institute collaboration. This is a government ITI Cuttack, a small industrial training institute. You can imagine just now what kind of difference we can bring to an education institute of industrial training institute. This is a government industrial training institute, and SAC has developed this robot. I want to take you through this particular robot as a whole. If you look at this particular robot, this is not a rocket science. This robot has a wheel mobile platform. This robot can move forward, can take left turn, can take right turn. This robot can stop. So this can maneuver to anywhere as per the user instruction. So it will be a semi-autonomous robot. As per the user instruction, the robot can move. At the meantime, if we can integrate navigation, mapping, intelligent technology, some navigation mapping algorithms like SLAM, then robot can autonomously, purely 100% autonomously it can do. The purpose of we had an expertise of developing these robots earlier, but the purpose of developing these robots during this lockdown period, lockdown 1, was only to deploy this robot in a hospital where it will go to the patients and serve foods, so the exposure of doctor will get reduced. We wanted to reduce the exposure of medical staff and doctors at the COVID-19 ward. This particular robot can carry food materials, water, anything you want to pass on to the any bed up to 20 kilo and carry on, And right now there is an operator control unit. Your computer can be an operator control unit, and the switches are can be called as control units, operator control units. So right now in the operator control unit, you can give a command. So if you look at the whole robot, then you say it's very difficult to do. Yeah, if I start opening the robot, I'll remove the plastic parts on the top of the robot, the cabinet of robot, like you have a cabinet of a car, cabinet of your uh, any computer or laptop or any CPU. So if you remove the cabinet, similar the structure. If you remove the cabinet, then you'll get a mm, stainless steel body. The stainless steel body is the structure of the robot. On the top of stainless body, we have a wrapped up the entire design, fabrication, the look and feel, the aesthetic of the robot. And if you look at the steel structure, what it is, it's a mechanical steel structure with motor at the base. So we are using 2 motors for Castro wheels. So we should not use 4 Castro wheels too much, but we have given 4 Castro wheels for much more stability. But it can be achieved with 1 Castro wheel easily, because it will become a tricycle model, right? It's a 6 cycle model. You have 6 wheels. The 2 motors are DC motors. I'll show you the motors live just in a while. Let me complete the presentation. So this motor got a rotary encoder. The motor rotates and gives the feedback how many rotations the shaft has rotated. So I get to know where is the robot, how much distance the robot has already covered. Similarly, this robot got a sensors. Sensors is to identify the environment, where it is, how many obstacles in the periphery. So the robot gives a clear input of its surrounding. I sit in a remote location. I'll get to know entire, picture, where is my robot and what position, and I can take some action, and my robot also automatically programmed to take some action. So this is a service robot. This service robot could be in a structure of semi-autonomous and purely autonomous. Semi-autonomous, you need to have a remote or operator control unit. The remote will be named as operator control unit, OCU, and the mobile robot will be called as wheeled mobile hybrid robot, because it looks like a structure with a hand. It has a capability to carry something. And once we take to the next level, the autonomous robot, it will have to navigation, mapping. It will talk about the angular velocity of the motor, how much, where the motor is going. It will calculate the path, how to go. If there is an obstacle with a distance of 1 meter, how it will go. So these calculations are basic mathematical calculations. It has to take certain inputs and calculate. For example, I want to calculate your percentage. I'll take your marks of each paper divided by the total marks. Then I calculate the percentage. Similar small mathematics will be using in this entire robot development and for autonomous mobility. No doubt it needs technology. What are the technology it needs? We are using robotic operating system as a software. We are using Raspberry Pi 4 GB as a hardware. It's the basic one. Then we are using sensors. We are using Kinect. We are using LiDAR. And we are using a very good battery, which will give backup to my entire system, give good power supply for my entire system. And the coding can be done by you need to know Linux, bit of Linux. They need to know what I can say, C++, and you need to must and should have some knowledge with Python. So if you're real well versed with C++, you don't need Python. If you know Python, then you don't need either any one language you need to use for coding. So this is what I want to say. This is not a rocket science. People think this is a rocket science. This is a rocket science. But if you start putting your hands and making it dirty your hands and start learning that this is not a rocket science. This robot can be developed. So I'm going to the next. You can see I have another 3 more service robots. These service robots can be utilized in any hotel. If you're getting into a hotel, the robot will come and interact with you. This service robot can become a receptionist in an office. If you're getting into an office, the robot will come and talk to you. I wanted to tell you all these things, means just you imagine what could be the application. And I am positioning it with the current pandemic situation with COVID-19. We are talking about human exposure. We are not doing a handshake. We are staying away, right? We are maintaining the social distance. Right now, robot can do that in a better way, and a robot can be a robotic receptionist where everybody can come and interact with the robot. Robot can talk to the people. We can feed up to 40, 50, 100 unlimited questions and answers. The questions what will be feeding to the robot will be known as the intent, and the answers will be known as the response. An agent will take the intent and give the response. This will be a text-based chatbot with a Python we can develop. And right now we have some libraries we can use to transform this into a voice-based interaction. So just think for a while, if you get into your university and the robot is welcoming to you, all of you, and you are asking, where is your chancellor's office? Where is your vice chancellor's office? Where is your provost's office? And the robot is answering. You are answering, asking the robot, how many students are present today? The robot is getting the data from the cloud and letting you know this many number of students. If you talk about a hospital, how many patients are there? How many beds are still empty, like not occupied? The robot answers you back. You can understand these are the possibilities are there beyond our imagination, that this robot could be an amazing receptionist. I can dismantle, I can carry along with me in a, and wherever I want to open a a stall or some expo, there I can put this robot and this robot will go to work. So similarly, we are moving on to the next robot. This is called as telepresence robot. The doctors are going in a round to each and every bed in a hospital. Right now, I'm telling, see, my entire use case today will be COVID-19. I'm relating each and every product to COVID-19. So please allow me to do that. There are a lot of applications beyond that. I do understand. I know also. I'll also tell you little later. So right now, look at the telepresence robot. For example, you are in Chennai and I am at Bhubaneswar. So you want to see my entire office. So you'll give a video call. What are the part I want to show you? I'll show you the entire office. I'll not show you in a video call. Let's say, just let's talk about the business issues. But you will be intention, to see the entire office or entire infrastructure of mine. So in this case, this service robot will be there. This telepresence robot will be there. It will be controlled by you. This robot will move each and corner of my office. You can rotate the camera. You can interact anyone in my office by taking the robot to the near them. Similarly, the use case is here. This particular robot will be in a COVID-19 ward. The doctor will come and sit in a remote location, and right now the robot will be controlled by the doctor to go to each and every patient, and it can interact. So similarly, this is a UV disinfection robot. Then I'm talking about this AGV, automated guided vehicle robot. This automated guided vehicle robot is also about, again, autonomous or semi-autonomous category. It can carry a lot of payload, so we can reduce labors in a shop floor. And these are our capabilities. SAC robots can develop such robots and deploy in the in the industries today. So this is some of my past work. So we'll begin the practical session quickly. So you can see these are the robots are here. The SAC robotics robots are in front of Honorable Minister, Government of India, Sri Dharmendra Pradhan ji and Ravi Shankar ji at the inauguration ceremony of Software Technology Parks of India new building. So again, this something flagship. These two public events where I robot went, viral. SAC Robotics hybrid intelligent robot Seer, clad in a Sambalpuri sari, stood next to the chief minister. The yellow color, you have seen that robot earlier. So coming down to the lessons, sharing the slide here, I'll just go to the videos.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the mission of Digital India and Make in India is to create a digital empowered society through innovation and product development in the country. STPI Elite, which will work as an innovation hub in the state of Orissa, will offer a vibrant ecosystem to the young techno entrepreneurs and startups in the state who are already on a road to innovation and progress. To witness a small sample of that innovation, here's presenting a robotics display by SAC Robotics. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Just give me 1 second. Yeah, we're ready to go.
Gentlemen, the mission of Digital India and Make in India is to create a digital empowered society through innovation and product development in the country. STPI Elite, which will work as an innovation hub in the state of Orissa, will offer a vibrant ecosystem to the young techno entrepreneurs and startups in the state who are already on a road to innovation and progress. To witness a small sample of that innovation, here's presenting a robotics display by SAC Robotics, an IT and electronics startup of Orissa.
Wasting time अब नहीं, wasting fuel अब नहीं, पढ़ाई डिजिटल, अब business होगा डिजिटल, स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं डिजिटल, सरकारी सुविधा डिजिटल, हम शेयर करेंगे डिजिटल, हम साइन करेंगे डिजिटल, काम करेंगे डिजिटल, सब काम करेंगे डिजिटल. अब इंडिया होगा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक हब, एम्प्लॉयमेंट होगा सबका हक, ई-वेस्ट होगा कम से कम, स्वच्छ बनेंगे सबके सब. इंडिया हो रहा डिजिटल, अब इंडिया हो रहा डिजिटल, अब इंडिया हो रहा डिजिटल, अब इंडिया हो रहा डिजिटल, इंडिया हो रहा डिजिटल, अब इंडिया हो रहा डिजिटल, अब इंडिया हो रहा डिजिटल, अब इंडिया हो रहा डिजिटल.
Well, we have seen a small sample of video of
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the mission of Digital India and Make in India.
Well, we have seen a small video so about our work. So let's get back to our ongoing session. Hello, are you there, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's talk about what is, typically a robot look like. What is the technologies we are using in any robot? We talk about something very interesting. A robot is an electromechanical machine which must and should have sensors, can be programmable, can be reprogrammable. It must and should perform translation and rotation along its XYZ axis.
Sakya, your video you can switch on so that.
Yeah, video is on, I think.
No, video is not on.
Yeah. Can you see me now?
No, Sakya. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well. So if you talk about the robot, what is a robot? Robot is an electromechanical machine. It must and should have sensors, can be programmable, reprogrammable. So I just wanted to show you, few hardware. If you look at the hardware, what are the different hardware? So I have a motor right in front of me. This is a normal DC motor. So you can see this is a normal DC motor. I got a wheel here. This is a normal DC motor. So these DC motor, you can give the power supply here, positive, negative, then start rotation. So this this DC motor is will not give a feedback. how many rotations my wheel rotated, this will not give a feedback. So I wanted to show you another motor here. This is a quad rotor encoder. So you can see this is a DC motor, absolutely a DC motor. So if you can see, this got a bunch of wires, 6 wires. But however, this motor only have the 2 wires. I can to show you this motor so that you get more clarity. This motor got 2 wires. So this motor got 2 wires, this motor got 6 wires. What is the benefit? This motor doesn't give me the feedback how many rotation it rotates. I can control this robot with a hard control. I cannot do a soft control. If I look at this motor, I just wanted to take out the box. You can see there is a rotary encoder. So there is a circular plane which keeps on rotating along with the shaft, and how many rotation it goes, I can calculate here. So this is a rotary encoder, and you can see there is a dedicated PCB attached to the motor. So if I'm trying to develop a professional robotics, then I have to use such kind of motor primarily. Can you give me the leader, the bigger one? Next, leader. Yeah. I'm talking about the sensor. We are talking about a sensor. I'm just unboxing a LiDAR sensor in front of you. These are the high-tech things what we use in an advanced robot once we want to achieve. This is a LiDAR sensor. This sensor, the topmost part of the sensor, keeps rotating. There is a pulley mechanism. There's a motor. The motor will allow this rotates, and there you can see there is a point where it throws the laser light, and it keeps on taking the input 360 degree. It keeps on taking the input 360 degree. It keeps on taking the input 360 degree. So we have to place this sensor in a robot, which will give you the entire, static, dynamic object of the periphery of the robot. So this LiDAR also with a distance, it can give you a distance of 6 meter, 20 meter, 25 meter, different distance, 30 meter. So we can get a LiDAR sensor of what range we require. So this sensor, which will give you an autonomy to your robot, the robot will get to know what is in the periphery. So similarly, we have something else I want to show you. It's a Kinect. The Kinect sensor will be, will help you to map the entire room. This is a Kinect sensor. It's got a camera. It's a gaming Xbox tool made by Microsoft. This should also use in a, robot to take the images. So you cannot use a Kinect, then you can use a Intel. Kinect is not in manufacturing now. It's already stopped manufacturing. So you can use Intel depth sensing camera. So I'm talking about all these technologies. Why? So these are the technology advanced tools we need to understand that a robot is autonomous. Talking about a Google car, automatic driverless car is very easy, but you need to understand what kind of equipment are used in this. Is that the ordinary microcontroller development board and hard coding? I started my entire career by teaching people how to make robot with a microcontroller 8051, putting a IR sensor, writing codes. And while I started learning, while being in my profession, I understood. So to work with a robot, we need to get the data of the robot. I want to work with you. I need your CV. I need to understand what's your career, what's your profile. Then I can give you what kind of work I want to give. It's a common sense. So similarly, if I want to work with a robot, I need to get the data of the robot. What kind of, how many rotations the wheel rotated, where is the robot, what was the location, how many obstacles, so that I can take a decision efficiently and my robot will run very, very smoothly. I am starting the robot. The robot should not suddenly start with a high speed. The robot has to start slowly. I want to stop the robot. I should not stop the robot suddenly. I need to de-accelerate and the robot need to stop slowly. The robot need to accelerate to pick up the speed. The robot need to de-accelerate also to come to the stop position. So we need to understand what is robotics. How do we build professional robotics? And to build a professional robotics, you need to talk about a professional software, robot operating system. It's an open source software. We need a Ubuntu or Linux to use robotic operating system, and we need to code it with Python and C++. If you're not great at C++, so leave it. You go to Python. It's more easy to do. You need to have basic Linux commands and Python codes, and you can develop, different applications. So it's all about the nodes, packages, subscriber, publisher. So it's typically a university runs with various departments, right? Electrical department, mechanical department. So everybody reports to the head of the institution, and every department has certain responsibility. So we have to define packages for motor. We have to define packages for sensor. We have to define packages for different parts we're using and the action we want to perform. Right now, all these packages need to communicate among each other. So which package will give the data to which package, that they will publish the data, and I want to subscribe. Another package needs to subscribe. So I want to publish and you want to subscribe. Then only my information will go to you. If I publish, then it will not go to you because you have not subscribed. So I will allow you to subscribe and I will publish. Then only the information. So the robot need to pass on the data, then everybody will receive. So if you look at this professional robot making, so you need to talk about very high-end hardware. So here I am started, developing this robot with a Raspberry Pi board. So I have a Raspberry Pi here.
Sakya, what happened? Sakya? Sakya, what happened? Sakya? Vignesh?
Sir,
Vignesh? Hey, what's Sakya, sir, guest told? He's playing video or?
No, sir. I think internet has been.
Okay, you can leave and again come, Sakya, so that in the internet problem will solve. Sakya, we can't able to hear you. You can leave and again come back. Can you phone Banisoli? You can Vignesh, you can just call him and ask him to leave and again rejoin. Then only it will be okay.
Okay, sir.
Do it immediately. So request the participants to wait. So there is an internet issue and our guest will rejoin again. So he is actually a very interesting entrepreneur in the robotics. I personally know him as a student when he started the career in Chennai Engineering College. I hope SKR, I think SKR or SKR College. He studied completed his graduation and he started with a very small initiative. I hope last couple of years, 10 years, I hope within 10 years, short period, he was now in a very good position in Orissa, and he started the incubation center in IIT. That is what, that how it is very difficult for us to connect with, go inside the IIT itself, a tough. convincing the people of IIT, it's convincing the people of IIT itself is tough. So that is the reason I am very sure that his robotic plan of action is very interesting one. Those who are very keen interest in the robotics, you can take some project also. He is ready to give some internship project also. So he already told that, sir, you can come out with a plan. We can able to give some online internship for some 10 or 20 members like that. So that also he is interested. And Vignesh, have you called him?
Yes, sir. I called him. He said he has a network problems. He just
You ask him to leave it and come. Then
yes,
only
yes,
it will be okay. Sakya, you can able to hear our voice. So this is what little about the chief guest, and so like he taken like a challenge when he become entrepreneur. That time he got lot of struggle also. So he came out of all the struggle, and now he is in a good position. I hope you watched the very good video with the Orissa chief minister, and his robot was one of the major role in doing the inauguration. Vignesh, you ask Sakya to leave it and come back, Vignesh. Vignesh, you informed Sakya you have to leave it. Sakya, you connected now? Hello? Sakya, please unmute and talk, Sakya. Hello? Okay. Okay, so the guest told he will connect in another 2-3 minutes. So I request all the participants to wait because due to the internet connectivity, he is having some problem. I hope. So this is what I told you little bit about our guest, and when we talk about the robotics, there is a one part which we can discuss about the what we can tell that there is a huge threat is there. What is that threat? Is the job opportunities going to be reduced like that? It is not like that. Job opportunities there will be when the robotics is there, automation will be there, but to maintain that and new type of job will be there. See, one part there is a reduction in the job opportunity, but the same time there is another part there is a good part of the things. So another part there is a good thing we can. Sakya, you connected now?
Yeah. My actually Lee's line actually got
No
disconnected.
problem. I managed to. It is good time. I explained about our experience with the participants.
Yeah.
Last
Fine,
10 years,
perfect.
how you started the career in Chennai, and what is experience with you and me, and how you are in a big position. That is what I experienced. It is a good time that internet got disconnected, and it made me to explain you to all the participants.
Well, the
Okay,
destiny. Yeah.
continue.
Yeah, I'm talking about this Raspberry Pi development board. Once I talk about this Raspberry Pi development board, look at it as a got a USB connection. So what you can do, guys, you can get a Raspberry Pi board. You can connect the USB, and you need not play the PUBG or game in your mobile. Right now, you play the game in Raspberry Pi. I wanted to say like you guys love playing games, then play the games in Raspberry Pi. So and start developing games in Raspberry Pi. This will help you to enable your Python skills. And once you develop, then start developing these things with the robot and start implementing it. So this Raspberry Pi is the starting board we can use, and after that we can go to Intel, Nvidia, some high-end many computers. So this Raspberry Pi will be connected to the mouse and everything. So I'll tell you one thing, very interesting thing here. The Raspberry Pi board cost you somehow in between, 4,000 to 7,000 rupees, the 6,000, 5,500 rupees. And this is a touchscreen module. So most of the time we do not do any new development, any research, because we get afraid of the technology. The technology is very difficult. We consider in our mind. We don't know what is the technology. So let's understand this is a Raspberry Pi touchscreen module. This will be connected to your Raspberry Pi. So let's connect it so that you can use that as a monitor. You can touch and talk, interact with the system. So if you are putting in the chest of the robot, then robot become a display robot. So you can display, you can interact with the robot, the touch screen. So nothing is very difficult. So primarily all the students, they say watching a movie is easy, but developing technology is difficult. No, I said developing technology is easy. If you put your hands dirty, you need to get out of that your cell of fear. You should not get fear. That you should always have the curiosity to do something new, and you should try and you should do. So with this, I'm just giving some of the product ideas. So I request someone to share it from here to the Facebook or somewhere else so that every participant can see. I'm just giving some product idea in the chat box. And students, I'm also following the Facebook in the meantime. There is no problem for me. So you can write in the Facebook, are you interested to these robots? Just look at the projects that I have said in the list. Sewerage or drainage cleaning robot, floor cleaning robot, high-rise glass building cleaning robot. And I'm telling you, each and every problem statement is a billion-dollar business. Drainage cleaning or man-on cleaning robot is a billion-dollar business. Floor cleaning robot is a very big industry. Industrial floor cleaning is there, house floor cleaning is there, your public utility place floor cleaning is there. You can talk about industrial chimney cleaning systems, solar panel cleaning. Solar panel industry, the power plant, the solar power plants, they their revenue reduce because the production reduce of the electricity because of dust in the solar panels. It has to clean repetitively. So solar panel cleaning industry is a very big industry. Pipe leakage detection in the robot, windmill maintenance robot. So you can see mopping robot, beach cleaning robot, gardening robot, rescue robot. So these are the products. Each and every product, is a potential in terms of business. And today I being into business, I talk about the technology which will go to the market, to the people. I believe meaningful research, tangible outcome for people, and people utilize it, then only we add lot of value. Doing a research, getting a patent is not the solution, it's the biggest problem. Technology transfer is the biggest solution. So let's pick the problem from the market. What are the problem is there? Let's bring that problem in and around you and put in the laboratory. Then you get that enthusiasm to work with the problem and to solve, and you set your own hurdles and develop technology, clear that, and you set yourself as an example for that. And this is what I want to say. How many of you want to see these robots can become a potential business? And how many of you are thinking that can I make a company of developing this particular robot? I would appreciate. That is the future, that's the way forward. So this is the setup product. I am just sharing another setup in a product category, which will be under few research areas. So sir, please paste it among the students and let them comment among the under the below the video, right? Search and rescue robot. Please speak it from the chat group and paste in the Facebook group, sir. Teaching robot, food serving robot, bomb detection and diffusing robot, land survey robot, spy robot, personal assistance robot, human following robot. I'm just giving a very interesting example of human follow. Let's talk about a big bazaar. You are going for a big bazaar doing a lot of shopping. So somebody is carrying the cart and you are picking and throwing it, in the cart. You're filling the cart. You're doing your shopping. Let you do one thing. Let you go and let the shopping cart follow you till the billing desk. If you're going to an airport, you don't need a porter services, the porter service will follow you. Just think for a while. I'm talking about innovations. What are the new innovations? What are the new products? What are the new applications can develop? Let's talk about robotics into agriculture. What are the agriculture equipments we have? Let's bring those agriculture equipments. Let's put sensor, motor, automate it. Let's take the data, throw to the cloud. Let's create a robotics come IoT application. Let the data come to the cloud. Let we become and create an intelligent engine and take decision and throw the outputs. The output will go from the cloud to the system, and the system will work according to our need. So this is the need of the hour. Developing new applications. That technology is there. Enough technology is there in the society, in the across the country, and there is beyond boundaries. You can use the technology, and you can see there is enough number of robots across the globe. You can talk about Boston Dynamics. You can talk about some other companies. You can look at the robots. Right now, our job is that can I build this robot in India in my own institute? I have a mechanical lab where I can do welding. I have an electrical lab. I have an electronics lab. I have a computer lab. 100% infrastructure is around with me. Am I utilizing? No. If I'll not work today, then when can I work? Then I say very humbly to all my student friends, if you go to your gym and if you do workout, then your body gets built. If you go to a classroom, if your brain and mind need to work, then it will also grow. So you need to really work on the technologies at a forefront, picking sensor, controlling unit, and output. The basic computer architecture: input, processing unit, and output. My input are the sensors. My input are some motor feedbacks. My inputs are the environmental data, what I need to take decision. My data from the environment comes to me, then I put into my processing unit. My processing unit is the mini computer. My output, if I'm talking about a robot which will interact, hi robot, then robot say, hey, hello Sakya, how are you? How can the robot identify my name? The robot button should have my photo. The robot should have enabled with the photo recognition, image recognition. So the robot will recognize me, and once the robot recognizes me, the robot will interact with me with my name. The robot will have all my data. When I visited last time, the robot can tell the robot to whom I met, where I met, entire information. This could be enterprise reception management. If you get into an office, you do enter your name, number, from where you come, at what time, who is along with you, for what purpose, to whom you want to meet. This entire data can be collected by seamlessly by help of a robot. The robot can capture your photo, store it, and send to the concerned person who is there to whom you want to meet. This is a full phrase use case. So, my dear friends, once I'm speaking about various new application development, so I need to have a problem. I need to define the problem, then I need to define the solution. Then I need to go into the requirement analysis. Before doing the requirement analysis, I need to do a feasibility study. Does it really possible? There is an interesting probe. Impossible. Impossible means I am possible. But whatever, we have to do a feasibility study. We have to do a feasibility study. If this technology will be utilized. So what is the environment? What could be the temperature? What could the intensity of light? What could be the sound intensity? What could be the environment? We need to understand, because we are going to use various different types of sensors. And for my observation today, we did not develop the sensor. The sensors are readily available. We need to procure the sensor, develop the applications. We need to create the utility point. We need to create different types of utility out of the technology available around us. And once we do that, this product, we need to take this product to the end customer, to the person, to the people who is going to use it. If this entire process we do, then the new product can come up with a design patent, technology patent, the quotient of innovation can be patented. So these are the intellectual property what we need, the country needs, you need, I need, we all need. This is the real property what we can earn with our mind, not by spending money only. We can develop it and get it. So my point is that why research? As simple as it is, we need to do research to develop new application to solve the problem in the market. So then there is a question, by developing this technology, robots will able to kill jobs. I'll tell you, the person who is getting into a municipality drainage in a metropolitan city like Chennai and cleaning the drainage, you ask him how difficult it is and how many people die in the manholes. Can we save a life? Can we give a better job to the people? So here I want to go back to my 5D. Why do you and me, we human, need robots? The 5D comes here: dull, dirty, difficult, dangerous, and the new D is distance, the social distancing, less human exposure. So these are the storylines we have right now to talk. Wherever we have a repetitive job, dullness, wherever dirty job, difficult job, dangerous job, there we need to bring our robots to work. And the people who is to do that particular job, they will control the robot, they will manage the robot. You and me, we will program the robot, develop the robot, and give it to them. Somebody need to be there at the end point to control the robot and let them do that. So this is how we are, will be a job creator, will not be a job killer. Robots will save lots of lives. Robot will enable a different level of hygiene jobs. So I want to go back to 20 years back. So when people used to speak about 25 years back, when people used to speak, if computer will come, then our jobs will go. Today, because of computer, number of jobs are high. Because of computer, Indian economy has grown. Because of computer, Indian people have flowed to spread across the globe because of computer. So think for a while, we should not miss this. We should develop amazing robotic application, and my objective is to work with each and every individual today who are listening to me, interact with me in this session. As simple as, let us do collaborate, let us do research, let us do meaningful product development. I'll be happy. So I want to tell to the student friends, if you have a if you have a wish to really do something different, kindly pick one particular project area out of it and budge me. I'll share my contact numbers, my details are there with all of you. You can get it from your corresponding teams. Get in touch with me, or else we can create a separate WhatsApp group for all the attendee of today, and in that WhatsApp group, let's drive the discussion how to develop. I'm from SAC Robotics. I'm offering online internship today only for robotic research. If you want to do some new robot development, new robotic product development research work, then I'm offering an online internship. We guys can start from coming week onwards, or as per convent in the next couple of weeks, we can start, and we guys can start working, conceptualizing a product, comparing the product feature to the existing product in the globally, then finalizing the product features, then we'll talk about the feasibility study, then we'll do a SWOT analysis, then we'll talk about the requirement analysis, then we'll go to the development, then designing, then we'll come to programming, then we'll talk about the electronic development, then we'll talk about assembling everything, and developing the final product, testing, validation. Then we can go for the prototype is ready, then we can go for prototype to patent, from patent to public for utility. We can go to the market, and I can commit, if you guys has that spark in your mind that you want to do something today, then I'll wish we should work to from tomorrow, and we should develop new robotic product, and we should make our country India the next robotic capital of the world. I used to say 10 years ago, and today also I'm saying the same line, my last line of every session. I make robot, you make robot, let we all make robots and make India the next robotic capital of the world. So with this, I'll be open for question and answer sessions. We can have a question and answer session. You can ask your question on Facebook, so someone also bring it to here on the discussion, and we'll go ahead. So Ramesh sir, from here we can carry on
Yes,
Q&A.
yes. Okay. Thank you, Sakya. And Vignesh, you check it in the Facebook. Any questions are there? You can put on the questions. Who is maintaining that?
Yes, sir. Sir, Dharanidaran asked one question, sir. Is this any paid internship for?
Hey, you ask the questions. I can't hear.
Yes, sir. Is this any paid internship, sir? Sakya, sir.
Okay. Sakya, any internship, any kind of internship SAC Robotics is providing? That is what they are asking.
Yeah. What is that? Please let me know. Pardon again the question.
Sir, Dharanidaran has asked about is this any paid internship, sir? It's is this free internship or paid internship?
See, the internship what we'll offer currently, it will be research. You will be getting a lot of knowledge in the internship. So you will be getting a knowledge which will be beyond your internship to be paid actually. So the knowledge what we'll be sharing on robotic operating system, which will be and you'll get a handful amount of experience in the internship, and it will be online internship. You don't have to travel. So that is what the company is doing today. And in the lockdown stress time, we are doing an internship where we are giving knowledge as an internship fee to the students.
Any other, Vignesh?
No, sir. I think.
Little louder.
No, sir. Sir, and one more thing, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, how to apply for the internship, sir?
That's what, like, I'll share a link with you. You get in touch with me. I'll share with a link. So from there you can proceed ahead.
Sakya, you can give your show your website or some information so that people will note on that. Later they will communicate to you for any kind of things.
Yes, sure. I'll just pass on my number, everything. So ask people only WhatsApp and all. So I'm just passing on. Yeah, let me do a small piece of the. So let me share my presentation actually.
That's good, so that they can.
Yeah, coming down to my dear friends, it was wonderful interacting with all of you, and we can proceed further. Coming down to a mentor set of people who are working with my initial mentor since the day one in terms of technology mentors I'm talking. So I have a lot of mentors beyond my technology periphery. So Professor Dr. Osokan Todian from Department of Engineering Design from IIT Madras, then Professor Dr. V. Panduranga from IIT Bhubaneswar, then Professor Dr. Vidyadhar Subudhi. He used to work with NIT Rourkela in Orissa. Last 1.5 years he has joined IIT Goa. So these are the three professors who almost helped me in terms of technology. And beyond them, there are a lot of individuals from across the globe who work with me pretty closely. So let me tell you what is my company. I have not described the company. SAC Robotics is an Indian robotic startup headquartered in Startup Center IIT Bhubaneswar. We are closing we have completed already the 3 years of in the incubation, and we have scaled the company from certain level to certain level now. So we are graduating this year. Already we have graduated because of the lockdown. We are still in the infrastructure. Very soon we'll be coming to our own office now. We believe in designing, developing, and research and new different robotic application. We sell robots, robotic do-it-yourself kit. We have we are also developing a lot of robotic smart toys. We are offering online robotic education, but not in a massive open online learning platform. We do it through online portals like Zoom and various meetup other plans. We take a very limited people and do robotic operating system training. We set up and run robotic labs in schools and colleges. If you guys are interested to work with us and you want to just explore, burn your 1 and 2 years of your experience, which is very critical. Once you're getting graduate, then your 1 or 2 years of experience is very critical. This 1 and 2 year of experience you can get a hands-on experience with robot, various technology. Then you can work with us in a school or colleges where we have a fantastic equipments, all equipments. You can play with all equipments and develop a lot of projects. So where we need robotic instructors, so the company hires people for school and college level instructors. So and we set up a robotic lab. You don't have to travel multiple schools or multiple schools. You will be placed in one college or in one school. We develop customized service robot AGV. I have shown you already the service robot. Let's come to our vision statement, which is very, very important for us. And let's come to our mission. So it took almost a 10 years time, to scale from zero to somewhere. So, and I said today is the beginning. Today is the beginning of SAC robotics. The SAC robotics are taken but just now. That the vision is here to become world's best and biggest robotics manufacturer by setting up state-of-art robotic research center. The company is always towards the research. We know without research we are nowhere. So the company is always talking about research, and we are talking about developing research centers and developing new robotic product of each and every field. What is each and every field? Agriculture to aerospace, nuclear reactor to anywhere you can say. In each and every field, the company want to do develop new robotic product and want to manufacture and want to sell to the globe. And we wanted to be a global name from India. I always say very simple, like from Bhubaneswar to Boston, will reach in next couple of years. Our mission is very interesting to find, to empower the hidden talents of our country, India, in robotics to make India as the next robotic capital of the world by engaging them into robotics research and development. So it means I need the youth power. The youth needs to come together and join hands with the company SAC Robotics. And we together need to develop new robots. Think for a while. You have an idea. I have the technology. Then you have the energy. I have the passion. Then work together. I have the experience. So if you bring everything together, then we can develop amazing robotics. So my objective, I wanted to work with 100 institutions in the country. I wanted to work with only 100 engineering colleges in the country, and each institution I want to work with 100 students. Let's say 10,000 SAC robotics army will create, and 10,000 students will do research, develop new product. We can file more than 1,000 patents in a year. That is the mission, and the vision is to become a global leader. So let's join together and make India the next robotic capital of this world. I would like to thank to the organizing team, to the leadership of the organizing team for having giving me opportunity to provide the opportunity to me to speak and to interact to everyone. Thank you everyone. So please you can pick up my contact details from here. So my name is Saket Singh Mahapatra. You can follow me on LinkedIn. You can connect me. So LinkedIn will be a good platform. So we'll be interacting there. So anyway, my number and email ID is there. So if you're trying to reach me, so kindly do WhatsApp on my mobile number. If you have a technical queries, then budge me. I'll help you. I'll pass on to my technology team. They will guide you. So signing up for the day from SAC Robotics. So over to Ramesh sir.
Okay, Sakya, you can stop sharing.
Thank you for your enlightening words, sir.
Yes, ma. You can go ahead with the conclusion part.
Thank you for your enlightening words, sir. And thank you for spending your valuable time with us, sir. Next, I request Ms. Nivedini from Sri Sai Ram Engineering College to propose the word of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored and lucky to give the vote of thanks on this special day. I particularly like the speech of Mr. Sakya Singh Mahapatra on the future of robotics, research products, and business ideas you mentioned were eye-opening. Thank you, sir. I extend my sincere gratitude towards Dr. Ramesh, Mr. Madhusudana Raju, Mr. Madan Kumar, Mr. Kalyan Sagar, and all others who were behind the success of this event. Looking forward to the Tech Talk Series 4. Until then, stay home, stay safe, stay tuned. Thank you.